Oh, yeah.
Sirens going off in Clare.
All right, guys, I'll go and take my radar back here. Just go over everything real quick here. So again, this is a tornado warning. Go ahead and take you off full screen just for a second, Joel. Tornado warning now in effect for Clare County. This is going to be for Harrison and Hatton along 127. The center of rotation just to the east of Lake George. Lake George, you're okay for
A little bit of a wall cloud. I can kind of see it start to come into view.
Okay. Center of rotation is going to be centered over the area of Man Siding Road and Old State Road. Those two areas here, as well as Cedar Road as well. It's a little bit of a loop intersection here. That's going to be about where this center rotation is. Moving in between Harrison and Hatton here toward 127. It's going to be moving roughly to this intersection right along this road here. I believe it's Man Siding Road. So that's going to be about the direction of travel here. Let's go ahead and pause this and go ahead and loop this and track the rotation off just a little bit to the north here, roughly 30. Go ahead and do 35 miles per hour just to be safe, a little bit faster than usual here. And for some reason, it's not going to let me track it. Let's try it again. Nope, it's going to be fidgety today. But overall, though, along Man Siding Road, up to 127 between Harrison and Hatton needs to be in their safe place now. Again, Joel is on this storm. You can hear the sirens going on in the background there. He's right to the south of this storm. So this is likely going to be rain wrapped as well. If you're going to go out and try and see it, don't. You're not going to. Right now, that is the Red Cross emergency app going off.
Yep.
The app that we tell you guys to download all the time. That's the emergency app going off for your tornado warning. It works as it should. Download it if you don't have it.
Over there.
Yeah, go ahead and mute you, Joel, just for a second here. Ow. And this is going to be tracking right along Man Siding Road here towards 127. Some other crossroads here, Old State Road. This is going to be right along the area here. Get some road names for you. Harrison Avenue. Why is this backwards? Bass Lake Avenue. And then also Harrison Railroad Grade. Those are the crossroads and immediate impact of this rotation. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Ryan.
What's up?
All right, I just got set up here.
Okay, yeah. Sweet. Thank you for hopping on. Appreciate that. So again, this is going to be a tornado warning in effect here for Clare County. We have Joel on this storm. Do you have your radar pulled in too, Mike, or?
Yeah, I got everything ready. Are you hopping off?
No, not yet, but I may need you here in a second.
Okay.
So taking a peek at everything we have available to us. We're not seeing anything, debris or anything like that on the ground. It's just some rotation here.
Hey, can I make a PSA real quick?
Sure.
So this is the thing with sirens. They can't sound them all the time. So what they do is they have to turn them off at intervals. So just because the sirens turn off does not mean the warning is canceled. Keep that in mind.
Very good point there.
Yeah, sirens only run for 3 minutes. And then they have to resound them afterwards.
Yep. And I think each policy is different per area. Some will repeatedly sound, some will sound at once. I know in my county they sound at once. So it all depends. Rotation is picking up as well, looks like, on the latest scan here. We're tracking it all angles here. We have 3 radars on it. We have Joel, who has eyes, physical eyes on this. I see a lot of questions asking for Lake George. Lake George, it is past you. You're just getting a lot of rain and some lightning right now. Rotation is to your east. So Lake George, you are okay from this rotation. It's going to be directly to your east, about 3 or 4 miles. So here's Lake George. And then here is your rotation. Go ahead and pop this on the screen. There's Lake George. And here is your rotation area. Let's go ahead and take our GR2 look back here. So regardless of the tornado warning here, there is still remaining a severe warning to the north of this, and also just off to the south, just a bit down here towards the Dover area, perhaps. So there is a severe warning here in effect for some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour on the north side of this warning. So areas like Piney Woods, Long Lake Heights, Buck Trails, Cooperton, Meredith, you guys are all within that severe warning. We were just calling these cities out not 2 weeks ago for the other warning here up there that we produced a tornado up in Gladwin County. So similar area here. Latest scan, Mike, off the Grand Rapids radar looks pretty tight. I don't know if he's looking at that or not.
I'm on
Looks
APX. Let me.
Yeah, I'm on a GRR looking at the regular velocity at 512 scan. Quite interesting for sure. So it's pretty tight up there. If you go up in tilts too, Mike, that's pretty good mezzo.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just 5 miles, not even south of Harrison right now.
Yep. So we're gonna track that once again. See if we can get this to track accurately here. See if we can get this to work. It's not going to work. So must not be a large enough population for it to track it. But regardless, we're going to track this every step of the way here. And right now, the center of that was where this heightened velocity is. That's going to be directly over the area we talked about before, Man-Siding Road, Old State Road, and Cedar Road, that vicinity. We have Joel up here. We're going to go ahead and do a dual pane screen here real quick. Looks like they have a good shelf coming into view on the left side of their screen there. That's going to be the leading edge of this thunderstorm, and the rotation will be tucked back in there in the rain. So you're not going to see it unless you're in it, basically. So it's going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to see this coming. If there is anything on the ground, you're not going to see it. Again, you need to be inside, away from windows, preferably in your basement. If you don't have a basement, move to an interior room, like a closet, a hallway, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. Obviously, you want to go to your basement. You want to go to your storm shelter if you have one. Latest scan does weaken it out just a tad. Just a bit. Looks a little bit disorganized here. We'll see if it cycles through, or perhaps it will come back. Again, this is Joel's look here on the storm as it moves toward him. He is currently sitting in Clare, just north of Clare. Looking pretty much, I'm going to say due north, I'm going to assume, Joel. Okay, yeah, he just confirmed that. Due north. So that's going to be the visual he has. So take the radar back here really quickly to show you guys where he exactly is at. So this center of rotation here is going to be weakening just a bit. So we're going to circle that. Here's your area of rotation here. And here is Joel down here looking directly due north at this cell. So the area of rotation is going to be tucked in there in the rain. You're not going to see it. Although I will say, Joel, in the rain there, it looks to be like a little cone shape there.
We just saw that too. There's something buried, I think.
Yeah, so right there, if I could draw on the screen, I would, but I can't, unfortunately. So if you're looking just to the right of that telephone pole, it looks like a cone shape in there. That could be something, perhaps, that's the right spot for it. That looks pretty convincing to me.
You're right, it looks like it's right over... Yeah, it looks like it's right over East Man-Siding Road at US 127 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing
that's looking
too.
due north from where Joel is, yeah.
Yep, that'd be the exact area we're looking at too. So that could be something there, Joel. It could be Scud too. Do you see any motion on it, Joel? Can you make it out, or is it too hazy?
Yeah, it's rotating a very little amount. It's not like going crazy or anything, but it's definitely doing something. It looks a little bit scuddy though. Like I wouldn't go crazy over it, but it is. We're watching it.
Okay, sounds good. So again, that area that Joel's talking about here is basically directly over that green sign there, a little bit to the left of that, above it. That's going to be the area we're kind of talking about, perhaps something trying to develop there. Although it's very hard to tell with it being rain wrap, perhaps. Latest scan, as Mike just mentioned a few minutes ago, is basically crossing 127 now at Man-Siding Road. So now it's going to be crossing very close to the M61 area, which is an east-west road that runs to the east of 127 over into Gladwin. So that's going to be roughly the track of this rotation. Wait for a new scan to pop in here before we, confirm if this is actually weakening or if it's just cycling through. Because many times with these cells, they like to weaken out just a bit and they come back a little bit stronger. So we'll see if that's the case here or if it's going to completely weaken out and die, which is a hope. I see Red Dozer on here. Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Appreciate your support, Red. And welcome to the team for those of you who got gifted these memberships.
I will say we just had a nice gust out from the storm, so it doesn't look like it's pulling in anything. It looks like it's starting to gust out a little bit.
Okay, good. And Mike, I'm going to pop out of here real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just getting my radar oriented here. So the latest scan was at 4 minutes ago. So as Ryan and I had mentioned, it was along Man-Siding Road at 127. So it's moving east right now into east central Clare County, pretty much along and south of M61. So anyone between Harrison and Hatton east along M61 needs to be in a safe place until the storm moves out. The new radar scan can come in, rotation could be stronger, or it could be a little bit more weak. We're just waiting right now for the radar to update. Just trying to figure some of this out. Then you can see Joel's stream there. Joel, are you there? Do you know how I make your window smaller?
What do you mean?
I'm just clicking buttons right now, like how to bring the radar up, like that. I think.
If you want radar full screen, there you go.
Okay, like that, and then we can still see your stream there, and then there's me and Ryan. Yep. I don't have my camera on, but I am here. That's the voice you're hearing. So the new scan has come in. This rotation looks to be about 1 to 2 miles south of M61 on the east side of east central Clare County. So where is that? That'll be about 5 miles northeast of Hatton or 5 miles southeast of Harrison. So if you're in east central Clare County, please remain sheltered. As you can see right here. Looks like they just continued the tornado warning. No, they haven't done that yet. So I'm a little unoriented here as they're trying to take over the stream. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so how do I draw? Joel, do you continue to see anything that way?
I'm looking at the front end of the shelf right now, and it's kind of wrapping up into the north, but again, it's on the front of the shelf, and you don't really get tornadoes on the front end of the shelf. Inside the shelf, we're getting a nice whale mouth right now. Inside the precipitation, going to be kind of hard to see though. We're looking at it right now though, and it looks like there's something actually fast moving in there. We'll keep our eyes on it. Yeah.
So you're north of Clare, right? Looking north.
Yep.
Okay. So essentially, you're looking at the south end of the storm where the shelf is, and actually, radar kind of looks a little bit tighter. Where it's circled right now. So that's 5 miles southeast of Harrison, continues to move east. What county is Gladwin? Is that Gladwin County?
Yes. Yep, that just got warned.
Okay, yeah. So new severe thunderstorm warning for Gladwin County. This whole orange area, that's the severe thunderstorm. So we got the tornado warning right here for East Central Clare County. Now all of Gladwin County is now warned till about 6 p.m. So tornado is possible. With that, we'll see if the National Weather Service in Gaylord extends a tornado warning that way, but we do see strong rotation continuing 5 miles southeast of Harrison, moving east, south of M61. I'm just going to hold that there.
I'm going to take my radar just real quick, Mike. I want to point something out.
Yeah, go for it.
Well. So I'm watching the radar here presentation. We have an inflow notch of inflow where the storm is taking inflow winds here. And on the backside, this is wrapping around here. So perhaps some wind-driven hail with that. It shouldn't be too large of hail, perhaps some larger hail. We'll see. But this is a classic supercell here where it kind of curves on the backside with a classic inflow notch. So your area of interest is going to be right in between these two arrows, right about there. That's going to be the area of concern here. And that's going to be centered, again, directly just to the south of 61 here, right along Man-Siding Road. That's going to be the area of concern. I see no other townships here. I see Bailey Lake Avenue as the main road that's going to be heading towards, but no other townships or towns in the path, which is good news. But still some population there. And you're back live, Mike.
We're back on my radar. All right, I've split screened it for everybody, so it's a little easier to see. Okay, so as it's 5:20, so it's 5 minutes old. We're still waiting on a new radar scan here. As Ryan was pointing out, there's inflow going there. If you look on the left side, that's where the hook is on this supercell thunderstorm. So for folks in Gladwin and Beaverton, this looks to be heading pretty much directly your way. Again, we're waiting to see if the National Weather Service extends this tornado warning. I'm just waiting to see here. Haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, usually Omega, Mike, is really good with popping warnings up immediately. So it should pop in. You'll get it first on Omega before you do on your phone.
Okay. Yeah, I just made sure I followed the APX spot.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to quickly add this warning to the post on the page.
Go for it. I can take over for a second.
Yep.
Thank you, Carrie, for gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate your support. Welcome to the team, guys. Again, sorry we can't focus too much on that right now. We're in active severe ops, but again, we appreciate all of you who are donating as well as gifting memberships to our subscribers here on YouTube. So appreciate you guys. Looking at the latest scan here, tracking this area of interest. Again, your area of concern is right between Man-Siding Road and M61 here, just to the east of 127. Like Mike just said, Gladwin and Beaverton, as well as Secord and Billings, there's no tornado warning in effect for you guys yet, but this rotation is tracking your way. So if it continues on its track, Gladwin, Secord, Beaverton, Billings all need to be on alert for a potential extension of that tornado warning, perhaps. Looks like a new warning coming in here. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Okay, new warning now for unrelated to this storm. It's going to pop in here real quick. Be for Oscoda County. Looks like as well as Crawford County. Take that real quick, guys. Doesn't look too concerning via velocity, but we want to get you guys covered as best as possible. So Mayo, Luzerne would be the 2 main areas. M33 here. Looking at the storm, does appear to be hail, up to quarter size in diameter, and winds up to 60 miles per hour. That expires in 1 hour and 3 minutes. So 6:30 p.m. expiration time on that. This storm is moving to the east-northeast here, roughly about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So areas in the path of this, I don't see any townships. I see one here, Red Oak. And that's all I'm really seeing here. So again, that's going to be for Oscoda County as well as eastern Crawford County. And for those wondering, there is no tornado possible tag on that new warning. Now, these warnings down here in the Gladwin County and Clare County area does have the tag for a possible tornado, as well as 60 mile per hour winds on the warning for Gladwin. The storm does have some rotation on it. Greens are going toward the radar. Reds are going away from the radar. Where these two meet usually indicates some rotation is there, and in this case, there's no exception. Rotation continues to track between M61 and Man-Siding Road, just east of 127. What are these scans running at?
Yeah, 5 minutes, I believe.
Why are we on 5-minute scans? Goodness gracious. Okay. Next scan should be coming in here in about 3 minutes. That's a long time. So last update we have here is going to be between Mansiding Road and M61, moving toward Bailey Lake Avenue, and eventually toward the Gladwin County line here. A few other areas to be concerned, a few other roads, should I say, are going to be Hoover Avenue, Spruce Road, and there's Mansiding Road again as it curves up and moves up that direction. Okay. New scan needs to come in here another minute or two.